Okay, hi everyone. Let's take a look at this break-even problem that involves more than one product. So the information you see right in front of you here, it says A&D Corporation has the following sales mix for its three products. A, 20%, B, 35%, and C, 45%. Fixed costs total $400,000, and the weighted average contribution margin is $100. And then the question asks us to determine how many units of product A must be sold to break even. So here's how I would lay this one out. I'm just going to lay this one out as if we had all the information, and then from there we should visually be able to see what information we need. All right, so we're selling products A, B, and C. I guess I should put in 100% here in total, right? All right. And then we'd want to know what the sales are for each of those units, but we don't have that information. We would subtract variable costs to come up with contribution margin. Now, we don't have that information either for A, B, and C or in total dollar amount, but they do give us the contribution margin of $100, and that has to be per unit. Since we know fixed cost is sizably more, right? So although the problem should say contribution margin is $100 per unit, I think given the data, we know it has to be in per units. Okay, so the fixed costs are $400,000. Well, the formula for break even in units is fixed cost divided by weighted average contribution margin. So if we calculate break even in units, and I'll do it over here, we would take the fixed cost using Excel, and we would divide it by the weighted average contribution margin, and that should say, per unit. Let me add that in here. You can determine break even is a percentage of total or in units. And so what we come up with is 4,000 units. And we know that that's break even for the mix of products that we sold. That would not be the correct answer because they want to know how many units of A must be sold to break even. So to come up with that, I'm going to go over here under contribution margin. Actually, since we don't have contribution margin, we should relabel this contribution margin per unit. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, well, we know that it's total 4,000 units, and we have to multiply that times the sales mix related to A, and that comes out to 800. Now that shouldn't be in dollars, that should be in units. And I'm going to bold that because that's the answer to this one, and that's how you'd solve this.